I want to be very direct about my thoughts about what's happening with Kilmar Abrego Garcia. And I would love it if people who are Republican or more right-leaning can weigh in on this to help with some of this dissonance. Trump said the quiet part out loud. He said on a hot mic that he wants the El Salvadorian president to build 5 more of these prisons. I'm putting it in quotes because I think it's more than a prison. And he wants to start sending homegrowns there. Garcia is a test to see how much he can get away with breaking down our judicial branch and continuing to destroy our Constitution. So my question is, when you hear that he is going to send homegrowns, how are you reacting to that? How are you justifying that? Because so far there's been no actual evidence that Garcia is a member of M13, which I know is what the right-wing news is trying to push. But this is why we have due process. This is why we have a court system where you go and you actually plead your case. We take the media out of this. We take the court of public opinion out of this, and we get to facts. Garcia wasn't given that due process. That's because he is a test to see if this administration can get away with just disappearing anyone who disagrees with them. So I want to know, where do you draw the line? I've drawn that line already. This is why I'm out and I'm protesting the actions of this administration. I think that this administration is a major threat to America. I see that they are already decimating our Constitution. I consider myself a patriot who is fighting for my country right now. If you look at the people showing up for these pro-Democratic Republic rallies, we are everyday people. We are honestly closer to centrists. We're out there waving the flag, just literally saying, please uphold the Constitution of the United States of America. But we are saying that to an authoritative dictator who thinks that anyone who disagrees with him can be disappeared and sent overseas to be worked to death or worse. So how do you justify this? And how do you continue to back someone who is literally calling for the deportation of people like me who have been born and bred here? I am a white suburban mother and educator. I am not a radical. I'm intelligent. I can put pieces together. I use my First Amendment rights to speak out, but I'm completely nonviolent. I have no criminal record. All of the protests that I've been to are lawful and peaceful. But people like me are who he is trying to lead up to target. Right now, the administration has been focused specifically on people protesting the war between Israel and Hamas. Well, that is not something that I have personally been a part of. I am seeing people having their visas pulled, people being deported and disappeared for, again, using their First Amendment rights, because anyone on U.S. soil, irregardless of citizenship, has the right to go out there and protest. Even if you're on private property, which is breaking a law, does that mean that you get deported? If you're not actually hurting that property, the crime and the punishment are not matching here. And that is because this is a test of power to see what can this administration get away with? How much can they degrade and destroy the judicial branch so that we lose our checks and balances in this country? This is not something that just affects the left. I am not here to tell you that our democracy is perfect and that Democrats are perfect. No, there is corruption on all sides that has to be addressed. But you know the phrase, you don't throw away the baby with the bathwater? That is what we're doing by allowing an authoritarian dictator to start breaking our Constitution and throwing homegrowns who have committed no crimes and get no due process out of this country. I know a lot of people voted for this man. I do not believe that you voted for this. I do not believe that we have that many people in this country who are willing to cause this much damage and destruction to the lives of their neighbors. So I want to know from you how you are justifying this, and if you are also seeing the writing on the wall that this is going in a very bad direction very quickly. How are you going to help turn this ship around?